everyone, how's it going? For today's video, I'm proud to present an up-close and personal, in-depth look at the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution IX. So this is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the Evolution. We'll start up, show the engine, get an exhaust clipping over the performance data, and show you many of the unique aspects of both the interior as well as exterior. And before I begin, I'd like to extend a big thanks and special shout out to Cosmo Motors located in Hickory, North Carolina for providing the Evo featured in today's in-depth review. For more information on their exciting and unique inventory, please feel free to check out their website provided in the description box below. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up, let her run. This exterior color is known as graphite gray and is paired with an all-black combination of genuine leather and Alcantara. The Lancer Evolution IX features power-assisted rack and pinion steering with a quick 13:1 gear ratio, a 38.7-foot turning radius, and 2.1 turns to lock, routed through a height-adjustable 3-spoke dark titanium Momo steering wheel with brushed metal spokes and grip bolsters up top. As far as the gearbox, the Evo 9 features a revised 5-speed close ratio manual gearbox with a 4.529 final drive ratio, unless you went with the MR edition, which upgraded to a 6-speed close ratio gearbox and a 4.583 final drive. A leather-wrapped shift knob and shift boot came as standard equipment and feels pretty high quality. The outer ring features a riveted portion that complements the look you would find on the airbag cover. The Evo's dynamic handling and response is largely thanks to Mitsubishi's Active Center Differential, or ACD. First used on the Japanese market Evolution 7, the ACD was introduced to American shores with the Evolution 8 MR. Since then, it became standard equipment on all Evos. There are 3 modes, tarmac, gravel, and snow, adapting response based on varying road conditions. ACD uses a center differential combined with a front helical limited slip differential, as well as a rear mechanical 1.5-way limited slip differential to direct up to 50% of available torque to the rear wheels through an electronically controlled VCU, or viscous coupling unit, in the center differential. The helical limited slip diff up front replaces the standard Lancer's open diff to direct more power to the wheel with the most traction and cornering, similar in concept to the rear diff. Otherwise, power is split evenly during straight line acceleration. So let's go ahead and flip on the high intensity discharge, projector headlamps, and the hazards. The driver's side window is automatic down, and we'll go ahead and check out the exterior. The Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, or Evo as it's commonly referred, has been around since 1992. Originally developed for the Japanese market to compete in Group A and Group N rally divisions, the Evo became widely known for its turbocharged all-wheel drive performance and competition-focused engineering. The earlier generations were never made available to the American market until 2003, with the launch of the 8th generation or Evo 8, positioned in direct competition to the Subaru Impreza WRX STI, amongst other similarly performing higher-priced imports. In creating the Evolution, Mitsubishi gave the Lancer a complete makeover. It not only has the unique looks to back up its high-performance prowess, but doing so created an instantly recognizable style that's almost entirely different from the economy car in which it's based. The best part of the Evo is that it's a relatively practical car that you can drive on a daily basis. Like the STI, it's almost like having the best of both worlds. The transformation begins with the base Lancer steel unibody, which was first introduced to the US market late 2001. With additional welded seams, thicker reinforced suspension mounting points, and body member connections, the Evo reduces body flex by 160% and doubles the torsional rigidity, increasing the vehicle's solidity, handling capabilities, and overall safety. Rather than using an all-steel body, the Evo uses aluminum for the hood and fenders, which is not only stronger but weighs significantly less. The fenders are wider to accommodate the Evo's wider track, while their shape helps improve airflow around the sides. The aluminum hood boasts a large vent opening to draw out excess heat from the engine bay and reduce front-end weight. The fascia is also far more aggressive, incorporating black mesh and large ducts to channel cool air towards the brakes, intercoolers, and transfer differential. Along with the new air dam and integrated front underbody cover, the design also reduces lift at high speeds for greater stability. With the Evo IX's launch for 2006, it brought updated front and rear fascias. The front gains a wider upper grille versus the previous split design. Two oval projections in the lower center direct even more air to the intercooler's input and output pipes. Further distinguishing the Evo are new front and rear lighting elements designed to mold with the wider fenders, and really sets it apart from your base Lancer. The headlamps incorporated a 4-bulb projector design with HID low beams for improved visibility at night. The rear lamps have a clear, unique design and both feature dark tinted housings on the Evo IX. The sides incorporate larger sills to complement the lower fascias. Out back, a unique rear fascia, also updated for 2006, finishes off the look and provides a single exit port for the chrome-tipped sport exhaust system. The large hollow deck lid spoiler is entirely made from carbon fiber, including the inner and outer support sections. Pushed further to the rear, the spoiler adds an extra measure of downforce with less mass than previous iterations and reduced drag. The Evo IX was available in 3 trim levels: Standard, MR, and Track Ready RS. The latter two received a number of unique additions to set them apart from the standard car. On one side, the RS was the more stripped out model. It did not have power windows, power locks, or radio, but it did have air conditioning. It lacked painted exterior door handles and mirrors, and the large rear spoiler amongst other ancillary bits. Even the trunk lid sheet metal was thinner. In other words, it was designed to shave weight by eliminating unnecessary features and styling elements. The MR, on the other hand, didn't sacrifice anything. It came loaded to the gills and even some extra features, while eliminating 27.6 pounds through the replacement of steel components with aluminum counterparts. All Evos contain aluminum impact bars, which shave 7.7 pounds, but the MR and RS featured an aluminum roof that eliminated 8.8 pounds, lowering the center of gravity by 3 mm and reducing the roll moment. Mitsubishi claimed that in order to achieve an equally low center of gravity, a steel roof would have to be lowered by 50 mm. At the trailing edge of the MR Edition's roof, a vortex generator with 8 25mm tall color-keyed fins reduced drag and increased the downforce provided by the rear spoiler, basically channeling the air and lowering the resistance over the rear glass. Forged BBS aluminum alloy wheels in the MR save an additional 2.76 pounds each compared to the standard NK wheels, reducing unsprung mass while enhancing agility. The MR also benefited from specially tuned Bilstein shocks for a more compliant ride. The Lancer Evolution features lightweight 17 by 8 inch NK aluminum alloy wheels with a 38mm offset, wrapped in bespoke 235/45 Yokohama Advan high-performance tires, able to hold nearly 1G of lateral acceleration. The new wheels also shed 3.3 pounds over the previous design. Bringing the car to a stop, an acclaimed 110 feet are 4-wheel internally ventilated Brembo disc brakes. The front discs measure 12.6 by 1.26 inches, while the rear measures 12 by 0.87 inches. They're clamped by 4-piston and 2-piston calipers respectively. 4-channel 4-sensor Sport ABS came standard. The system uses a sensor that detects steering wheel inputs in addition to lateral G and vehicle speed sensors to apply the necessary pressure to each wheel independently for improved steering response while braking. Electronic brake force distribution works with Sport ABS to decrease the load on the front brakes, reducing the buildup of heat and subsequent fade, which in turn leads to improved braking performance over a variety of road surfaces. The Evo stands out from your typical Lancer with a far more advanced suspension, benefiting from a healthy dose of high-strength, lightweight aluminum components, uprated springs, shocks, bushings, wider track, and more. Its design leads to a significant reduction in unsprung weight, greater lateral acceleration, and improved steering feel, not to mention greater agility from a faster reacting setup. It features independent McPherson struts up front with inverted shock absorbers and forged aluminum lower control arms, along with other aluminum components including a reinforcing cross member for lateral rigidity. Replacing the base Lancer's trailing arm multi-link rear suspension is a multi-link double wishbone configuration for improved handling. It features forged aluminum trailing and lateral links, aluminum upper and lower control arms, along with a cast aluminum crossmember. In addition to a front strut tower brace, further rigidity is provided by a 24mm stabilizer bar up front and a 22mm stabilizer bar in the rear. Overall length is 178.5 inches with a width of 69.7 inches and a height of 57.1 inches, riding on a 103.3 inch wheelbase. Total curb weight, as you see here, is around 3,274 pounds. Powering the Evo 9 is an updated version of the 4G63 2-liter turbocharged and intercooled inline 4-cylinder. It features double overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, an 8.8 to 1 compression ratio, and a 7,000 RPM redline. The most notable new feature is the addition of MyVac, or Mitsubishi Innovative Valve Timing and Electronic Control. It operates on the intake camshaft, helping to optimize the valves to improve combustion efficiency, performance, and fuel economy. MyVac also required a new cylinder head casting and thicker metal head gasket with updated cooling passages, in order to increase strength and better mitigate high temperatures. Other changes include stronger forged alloy pistons with a 2-piece ring package for reduced oil consumption, a higher capacity fuel pump, redesigned muffler, and more. The block is cast from iron, while the cylinder head is aluminum. The valve cover is made from magnesium and is painted bright red, highlighting the MyVac logo. In addition to the forged aluminum pistons, the 4G63 also benefits from lightweight forged connecting rods and a forged steel crankshaft, hollow iron camshafts, aluminum valve retainers, and hollow exhaust valve stems, not to mention a bespoke cold air induction system and a nylon reinforced timing belt. All of this reduces internal inertia, increasing the engine's responsiveness. It develops 286 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 289 pound-feet of torque at 3,500 RPM, an increase of 15 horsepower and 16 pound-feet of torque over the 2003 model. Up to 20 psi of boost is delivered from an updated twin-scroll turbocharger, now developing boost 5% faster than before. It all translates to 0 to 60 times around 4.6 seconds while passing the quarter mile, and about 12 seconds at 105 miles an hour. Top speed is limited to 157 miles an hour. Fully synthetic oil is required for engine operation. As far as fuel economy, the Evo requires premium fuel and carries a 14-gallon tank. EPA estimated ratings range between 19 miles to a gallon in the city and 25 on the highway. Inside, the Evo really doesn't differ that much from your typical Lancer. Sure, it has its more sporty elements to it, but you can definitely tell that it has kind of an economy car origin. Just because of the interior quality, fit, and finish, it's not exactly like world class. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's a very sparse, very simple laid out interior. You do have some soft touch materials here and there in some of the key touch points, and it's very functional overall. It's not meant to be a luxury car by any means. Power mirrors are to the left-hand side of the dash, while your windows and locks remain on the door panel. Each front door panel also has a storage pocket in the very bottom. All Evos feature these manually adjusting Recaro Sport Bucket seats. With the Evo 9, they're patterned in a combination of genuine leather, cloth, and Alcantara suede across the midsection. Full leather upholstery was also available, of course, at an extra cost. The Recaro logo is stitched in red across the backrest, the headrests are fixed, and the seatbelts are adjustable vertically. Overall comfort for the front seats is actually pretty good. It offers a reasonable amount of padding and good lateral support up top and down below. It keeps your body planted and secure. The manual adjustments are pretty easy to figure out, but the recline portion is actually a little bit more difficult than I think it needs to be. It's like a rotary dial that you have to twist, twist, and twist, and it's kind of hard to get your hand back there some. Underneath the carpeted floor mats, you have an all-weather portion, a dead pedal to the left, and the Evo 9 also sports aluminum pedals. A manually adjusting steering wheel, you can adjust the headlight angle as well as the interior lighting dimmer. The standard Evo 9 came with a faux carbon fiber strip that ran across the width of the dash, and you also had the traditional Evo red gauges for a sportier touch. A sunroof was available.
So let's go ahead and see how she sounds. And we'll go ahead and shut her up.
The Evo came standard with a 140-watt 6-speaker AM/FM CD stereo, but for higher quality performance not seen here, Mitsubishi did offer a 7-speaker 315-watt Infinity sound system with trunk-mounted subwoofer. Up top, padded visors with a vanity mirror, manually dimming rearview mirror, and on the very top, you have 2 reading lamps as well as sunglass container. Digital clock up top. Right beneath the radio is your simple air conditioning controls with your temperature off to the left, fan speed in the middle, different zones off to the right, in addition to front and rear defrost. A little bit of storage down below, as well as a 12-volt power outlet and ashtray. Satin gray trim across the console, 2 cup holders, your emergency brake, and a soft armrest with storage below. Intermittent wipers to the right, including your rear wiper, and your lighting and turn signals to the left. All in all, it's a very simple interior, not too much different from a regular Lancer. And we'll go ahead and shut her down. Now, let's go and check out the back seat. The back seat is pretty basic overall. You definitely don't have some of the extra bolstering and stuff that you would find in the front, and it doesn't sit like a bucket seat or anything like that. It's kind of interesting too, these seats actually sit way higher than the front, so you can look clear across this headrest all the way over the front of the vehicle, which is, it's kind of interesting. It definitely makes it feel a little bit more open back here. You can kind of see what's going on. These earlier generation Lancers, they definitely aren't big vehicles, and that kind of translates to the back seat as well. It's not huge back here by any means, but it's accommodating. I'm 5'10", and with a comfortable seating position for myself up front, I probably have about an inch and a half of leg room. and maybe about that in headroom. Overall comfort though, like I said, it's more basic transportation. The front seats are very comfortable, but the back, they do have some nice lower back support, but they don't have any lateral support across the back or the bottom. Luckily though, you do have a nice, very soft padded armrest here, as well as padding on the door, so you can definitely be kept in place. Cup holders there, ashtray, grip handles, and rear illumination. That's pretty much it. You can't fold the back seat to allow for any extra cargo space, so whatever you have in the trunk is basically what you get. Yeah, it's very simple. Not too much going on here. So let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. To open the trunk, you either have to use the lever inside or use the key at the back. There's no button on the actual fob. Inside, you have 10.2 cubic feet of cargo space, which doesn't seem too bad for the size of the vehicle and the time it was produced. Space seems to have been used pretty efficiently overall, except for the trunk arms. They're likely to come down and hit your luggage if you actually have them pushed way out to the side, so there's something to look out for. The fluid reservoir for the rear wiper can be found on the right-hand side of the trunk, and you'll be surprised, as big as that spoiler is, being made from carbon fiber, the deck lid is actually extremely easy to open and close. It feels very lightweight.
The passenger seat features the same manual adjustments that you find in the driver's seat.
Glove box down below, and a decent amount of space. It seems nearly impossible nowadays to find a low-mileage, unmodified Evo such as this, but it really gives you a fantastic look into what it was like when new. An iconic rally-inspired sports sedan with all-weather traction and performance, designed to be exciting, minimalistic, and engaging for the avid automotive enthusiast. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. Be sure to stay tuned next time. There's a lot more where that came from. Take care, everybody.